Did you know that over 2,000 years ago, long before pharmaceutical companies, long before prescription drugs, long before any modern medicine existed, the plants sitting right here on this tray were being used to heal the human body? These exact plants, mentioned by name in the Bible, used by ancient healers across every civilization on Earth. Plants that grew in ordinary gardens, tended by ordinary people, that treated everything from infections and inflammation to anxiety, digestive problems, and chronic pain. And here's what stops me cold every single time I think about it. Every single one of these plants, every ancient biblical healing plant on this tray, you can grow yourself. Right now. In a pot, in your home, on your windowsill, on your balcony, in your kitchen. Without a garden, without experience, without spending more than a few dollars. But here's the thing, most videos about healing plants will show you the plant and tell you it is good for you and then move on. And that is not what we are doing today. Today, for every single plant on this list, I'm going to show you exactly how to grow it, exactly how to use it, and exactly what it does for your body. Step by step. No fluff, no vague claims, just real actionable information you can use starting today. And number 7 on this list has been used continuously for over 3,500 years as one of the most powerful natural antibiotics on Earth. Modern science has now confirmed exactly why. Stay for that one. And before we start, if you have been spending money every month on supplements, on vitamins, on herbal teas in expensive little boxes at the grocery store, I want you to really pay attention today, because every single thing in those products, you can grow yourself. For almost nothing, in a pot on your windowsill. After today, you will never look at your grocery store supplement aisle the same way again. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, drop a comment right now and tell me, do you currently grow any healing plants or herbs at home? Yes or no? And if yes, what are you growing and how are you using it? I want to see exactly where this community is starting from today, because I have a feeling we are about to level a lot of people up in a very serious way. Drop it below. Alright, let us get straight into it. And remember, for every plant today I'm giving you the exact how to grow it and the exact how to use it. Because knowing a plant is healing means nothing if you do not know what to actually do with it. Let's go. First up, Aloe Vera, called the plant of immortality by ancient Egyptians, mentioned in ancient biblical texts as a plant of healing and anointing, and used continuously for over 4,000 years to heal burns, wounds, skin conditions, and digestive problems. How to grow it? Here's exactly what you do. Get a 6 to 8 inch terracotta pot. Terracotta is essential for aloe because it breathes and prevents the overwatering that kills most aloe plants. Fill it with a cactus and succulent potting mix. Never regular potting soil which holds too much moisture. Plant your aloe so the base sits just at soil level, not buried deep. Place in your brightest, sunniest window. South-facing is ideal. Water deeply only when the soil is completely dry all the way to the bottom of the pot. In summer, this means roughly every 2 weeks. In winter, once a month or even less. That is it. Aloe practically grows itself. How to use it? Snap off one outer leaf at the base. Slice it open lengthwise. Scoop out the clear gel inside with a spoon. Apply directly to burns, sunburn, skin irritation, eczema, or dry cracked skin for immediate soothing relief. For digestive health, 1 tablespoon of pure aloe gel stirred into water or juice daily supports gut health and reduces inflammation in the digestive tract. Aloe gel contains over 75 active compounds, including vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and amino acids. It is one of the most researched healing plants on Earth, and it is sitting right there waiting to grow on your windowsill. Number 2. Frankincense. One of the most mentioned plants in the entire Bible, brought as a gift to the newborn Jesus, used in temple worship, referenced throughout the Old and New Testament as sacred and healing. How to grow it? Frankincense grows from the boswellia tree, which requires a large container, minimum 10 to 15 gallons, and a very specific growing condition. Full sun, hot dry conditions, well-draining sandy soil. It is not a beginner plant for most climates. However, the good news is that the resin, which is where all the healing power lives, is widely available as pure boswellia resin crystals or boswellia supplement capsules. Focus on sourcing high-quality pure boswellia resin rather than attempting to grow the tree unless you live in a hot, dry climate like Southern California, Arizona, or Texas. How to use it. Pure boswellia extract taken as a supplement, 300 to 500 milligrams daily, has been shown in multiple clinical studies to significantly reduce inflammation, support joint health, and ease the symptoms of arthritis and inflammatory bowel conditions. Frankincense essential oil diluted in a carrier oil and applied topically reduces skin inflammation and supports wound healing. Burned as incense, the aromatic compounds have been shown to reduce anxiety and promote calm, focused mental states. Number 3. Hyssop. One of the most frequently mentioned plants in the entire Bible, used for purification rituals mentioned in Psalms, used to apply the blood of the Passover lamb. And modern science has now revealed exactly why ancient healers valued it so highly. How to grow it. Hyssop is one of the easiest Mediterranean herbs to grow in a container. Use a 6 to 8 inch pot with well-draining potting mix, amended with a little coarse sand or perlite. Full sun, at least 6 hours daily. Water only when the top inch of soil is completely dry. Hyssop strongly prefers dry conditions over wet. It grows into a beautiful, compact, aromatic, shrubby plant about 12 to 18 inches tall, covered in tiny purple-blue flowers that attract bees and butterflies in extraordinary numbers. Harvest stems in the morning when the aromatic oils are most concentrated, cutting no more than 1/3 of the plant at once. How to use it. Fresh or dried hyssop, steeped in boiling water for 10 minutes, makes a powerful respiratory tea that loosens mucus, soothes coughs, and supports bronchial health. Add 2 to 3 fresh stems to a cup of boiling water. Cover and steep 10 minutes. Strain. Add raw honey to taste. Drink twice daily during respiratory illness. Hyssop contains powerful antiviral and antibacterial compounds, including pinocampone and isopinocampone, that modern research has confirmed are effective against multiple respiratory pathogens. Quick question, had you ever heard of hyssop before this video? Because most people know aloe and frankincense, but hyssop is one of those ancient healing plants that got completely lost in modern times despite being one of the most mentioned plants in the entire Bible. Drop a comment, yes or no, had you heard of hyssop before today? And tell me, which of these first 3 plants are you most excited to start growing and using? I want to see the answers. These next 3 plants are ones that most people already have in their kitchen or grocery store, but have absolutely no idea how to grow themselves or how to use them properly for maximum healing benefit. That changes right now. Number 4. Garlic. And I want to give you the history behind this plant before we get into the how-to, because it genuinely changes how you see this everyday kitchen ingredient. Garlic has been used medicinally for over 5,000 years. It is referenced in ancient Egyptian medical texts. Workers building the pyramids were given garlic daily to maintain their strength and prevent illness. It appears in ancient Greek, Roman, Chinese, and Indian healing traditions. And it is mentioned in the Bible as one of the foods the Israelites longed for during their time in the wilderness, valued not just as food, but as medicine. How to grow it. Take 1 firm garlic clove, pointy end facing up, and plant it 2 inches deep in a 6-inch pot filled with rich, well-draining potting mix. Water thoroughly. Place in your sunniest window or outside in full sun. Within 7 to 10 days, you will see green shoots pushing up through the soil. These are garlic scapes, edible, delicious, and available to harvest within 2 to 3 weeks. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Feed with a balanced liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks. Full bulb harvest comes in 8 to 9 months, but you can harvest and use the greens continuously the entire time. How to use it. For maximum medicinal benefit, crush or finely chop 1 raw garlic clove and let it sit for 10 full minutes before eating or using. This resting period activates allicin, the primary antimicrobial compound in garlic, which is only formed when the enzyme alliinase contacts alliin after the cell walls are broken. Eat 1 raw crushed clove daily mixed into food or stirred into warm water with lemon and honey for powerful immune support, cardiovascular health, and natural antibiotic activity. Allicin has been shown in studies to be effective against over 23 types of bacteria, including antibiotic-resistant strains. Number 5. Lavender. Mentioned in the Bible as spikenard. the precious aromatic plant that Mary of Bethany used to anoint Jesus' feet. Valued throughout biblical times as one of the most precious and healing aromatic plants in existence. How to grow it. Lavender needs 3 things above everything else. Full sun, minimum 6 to 8 hours daily. Excellent drainage. It will rot and die in wet, soggy soil, and a slightly alkaline soil pH. Use a terracotta or ceramic pot, minimum 12 inches wide, with a drainage hole. Fill with a mix of 70% quality potting mix and 30% coarse sand or perlite. Plant your lavender so the crown sits just above soil level, never buried. Water thoroughly at planting, then do not water again until the soil is completely dry. In summer, this might mean watering every 7 to 10 days. In winter, once every 3 to 4 weeks. Prune back by 1/3 after flowering to keep the plant compact and productive. How to use it. Fresh lavender steeped in boiling water for 5 minutes makes a powerful calming tea that reduces anxiety, eases tension headaches, and significantly improves sleep quality. Use 2 teaspoons of fresh flowers per cup. Steep covered for 5 minutes. Strain and drink 30 minutes before bed. Lavender essential oil applied to the temples and back of the neck relieves headaches within minutes. A small sachet of dried lavender placed under your pillow improves sleep quality measurably. Multiple clinical studies have confirmed this. The active compounds linalool and linaloyl acetate have demonstrated significant anxiolytic effects, meaning they genuinely reduce anxiety through interaction with the nervous system. Number 6. Mint. Specifically mentioned in the New Testament, the Pharisees tithed mint as one of their most valued herbs. Used throughout the ancient world as a digestive remedy, a headache treatment, and a purification herb. How to grow it. And here is where I want to directly address something important, because I know some of you have tried growing mint before and had problems. The number 1 mistake people make with mint is planting it in a pot that is too small or in soil that dries out too fast. Mint wants moisture. Unlike most herbs on this list, mint does not like to dry out completely between waterings. Use a wide, shallow pot, at least 8 inches wide and 6 inches deep. Fill with regular quality potting mix that retains some moisture. Plant 1 mint cutting or transplant per pot. Mint spreads aggressively and needs its own container. Water when the top ½ inch of soil is dry, not the full inch like most herbs. Keep in a spot with morning sun and afternoon shade. Mint can handle less light than most herbs and actually prefers protection from the hottest afternoon sun. Cut stems back by half every 3 to 4 weeks to keep the plant bushy and productive and prevent it from flowering too early. How to use it. Fresh mint tea made from 8 to 10 fresh leaves, steeped in boiling water for 5 minutes, is one of the most effective natural digestive remedies available. Drink after meals to relieve bloating, gas, indigestion, and nausea. Peppermint specifically contains menthol, which relaxes the smooth muscle of the digestive tract, providing rapid relief from digestive spasms and IBS symptoms. Fresh mint crushed and applied to the forehead and temples provides rapid cooling headache relief. And simply rubbing a fresh mint leaf between your fingers and inhaling deeply, the menthol vapors immediately open airways and ease congestion. Real quick, I want to give you a number that I think is going to genuinely change how you see these plants. The average American spends over $900 a year on vitamins, supplements, and herbal health products. $900. And the active healing compounds in most of those products come directly from plants like the ones in this video. Garlic extract, lavender oil, aloe vera gel, mint capsules. You are paying premium prices for processed versions of plants you could grow on your windowsill for a few dollars. That math does not add up. And after today, it does not have to. Okay, I have to ask this question right now because I genuinely want to know. Do you currently use any of these plants, garlic, lavender, or mint, for their health benefits? Or have you only ever used them in cooking? Because I think that there are a lot of people watching this video who have been sitting on a medicine cabinet's worth of healing power in their kitchen this whole time without even knowing it. Tell me in the comments, are you a health use person or a cooking only person? Drop it below. We are now at the heart of this list, And these next three plants are where things get really extraordinary, because these three right here represent some of the most scientifically validated healing plants on Earth, with thousands of years of biblical and traditional use now confirmed by modern clinical research. Number 7. The one I promised you at the very beginning, turmeric. And I want to give you the full context of this plant before we get into the how-to, because it is extraordinary. Turmeric has been used continuously as medicine for over 3,500 years. In Ayurvedic medicine, the ancient Indian healing system, it is called the Golden Goddess and considered one of the most important healing plants in existence. It appears in ancient Chinese medicine. It was traded along the ancient spice routes that connected the biblical world of the Middle East with India and Asia. And curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has now been studied in over 12,000 peer-reviewed scientific papers, making it one of the most researched natural compounds in the history of modern medicine. How to grow it. Take a fresh turmeric rhizome, available at most grocery stores and Asian markets, and look for one with small, rounded growth buds on the surface. Soak it in warm water overnight. Plant it 2 inches deep in a wide, shallow pot, at least 12 inches wide, filled with rich, moisture-retaining potting mix, amended with compost. Water thoroughly. Place in bright, indirect light. Turmeric prefers warmth and humidity, but not harsh direct afternoon sun. Keep the soil consistently moist. Turmeric does not like to dry out completely between waterings. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you will see beautiful tropical-looking shoots emerging from the soil. Harvest the roots after 8 to 10 months when the leaves begin to yellow and die back naturally. How to use it. Grate 1 teaspoon of fresh turmeric root into warm milk. Any milk works. Add a pinch of black pepper. This is critical because piperine in black pepper increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Add half a teaspoon of coconut oil and a pinch of cinnamon. Drink daily as golden milk. This combination delivers the most bioavailable form of curcumin to your body, reducing systemic inflammation, supporting joint health, boosting brain function, and supporting liver detoxification. The black pepper and fat combination is non-negotiable for absorption. Without them, most of the curcumin passes through your body unused. Number 8. Rosemary. Used throughout biblical times as an herb of remembrance and healing. Burned at funerals and celebrations alike, valued by ancient healers across the Mediterranean world for its extraordinary effect on memory, concentration, and circulation. How to grow it. Rosemary is a Mediterranean native that thrives on neglect. Use a terracotta pot, 8 to 10 inches wide, with a cactus mix or potting mix amended heavily with coarse sand. Excellent drainage is absolutely essential. Rosemary will develop root rot and die within weeks in heavy wet soil. Full sun, 6 to 8 hours minimum. Water deeply only when the soil is completely dry all the way through. This usually means every 10 to 14 days in summer and every 3 to 4 weeks in winter. Never let it sit in a saucer of standing water. Prune lightly after flowering to maintain shape and encourage fresh aromatic new growth. How to use it. Fresh rosemary steeped in boiling water for 10 minutes makes a powerful circulatory and cognitive support tea. Use 2 fresh sprigs per cup. Cover while steeping to retain volatile oils. Strain and drink once daily. Rosemary contains rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid, powerful antioxidants that protect brain cells from oxidative damage. Simply inhaling fresh rosemary aroma has been shown in studies to improve memory performance by up to 75%. A rosemary sprig rubbed between your fingers and held under the nose for 30 seconds before mentally demanding tasks is one of the simplest, most effective cognitive enhancement techniques available to you. Completely free, completely natural, growing right in your home. Number 9. Chamomile. Used medicinally for over 5,000 years across ancient Egyptian, Greek, Roman, and biblical cultures. One of the most consumed medicinal herbs in the world today. And for very good reason. How to grow it. Chamomile grows beautifully in a 6 to 8 inch pot with regular quality potting mix. Full sun to part shade. Chamomile is one of the more flexible plants on this list in terms of light requirements. Sow seeds directly on the surface of moist potting mix. Chamomile seeds need light to germinate, so do not cover them with soil. Simply press them gently into the surface and mist with a spray bottle. Keep consistently moist until germination in 7 to 14 days. Water when the top inch of soil is dry once established. Harvest flowers in the morning when they are fully open, pinching them off individually at the stem. The more you harvest, the more flowers the plant produces. Dry harvested flowers in a single layer on a clean towel away from direct sunlight for 1 to 2 weeks, then store in an airtight jar. How to use it. 1 tablespoon of dried chamomile flowers or 2 tablespoons of fresh flowers steeped in boiling water for 5 minutes makes one of the most effective natural sleep aids, anxiety reducers, and digestive soothers available. Drink 1 cup 30 minutes before bed for significantly improved sleep onset and sleep quality. Drink after meals to reduce bloating and digestive discomfort. Apply cooled chamomile tea directly to irritated or inflamed skin as a compress for immediate soothing relief. Chamomile contains apigenin, a compound that binds to the same receptors in the brain as anti-anxiety medications, producing genuine calming effects without side effects or dependency. And I want to pause here for just a moment and say something personal. I think about the people in this country who are struggling with anxiety, with poor sleep, with chronic inflammation, with digestive problems, spending hundreds of dollars a month on medications that come with side effects and dependency risks. And I think about how turmeric and chamomile and lavender have been solving those exact problems naturally and safely for thousands of years. I am not saying to replace your doctor. I am saying these plants deserve a place in your life. They have earned it over thousands of years of human use, and you deserve to have them growing in your home. Okay, here is the question for this chapter, and I want completely honest answers. Have you ever used turmeric, rosemary, or chamomile specifically for health benefits, not just cooking? And if you have, what did you use it for, and did it actually work for you? Because I want this comment section to become a real conversation about real experiences with these plants. Your experience might be exactly what someone else watching this video needs to hear today. Drop it below. Let's build something real here. These final 4 plants complete the most powerful biblical healing garden you can grow at home, and I have saved some of the most extraordinary for right here at the end. Number 10. Calendula, also called pot marigold, used extensively in medieval European healing traditions that drew directly from ancient biblical and Greek medicinal knowledge. One of the most powerful skin healing plants ever studied. How to grow it. Sow calendula seeds directly into a 6 to 8 inch pot with regular potting mix. Press seeds half an inch deep, water thoroughly. Place in full sun, germination in 7 to 14 days. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Deadhead spent flowers consistently to encourage continuous blooming all season. Harvest fully open flowers in the morning. Dry in a single layer away from direct sun for 2 weeks. Store in an airtight glass jar in a cool, dark place. How to use it. Steep 2 tablespoons of dried calendula flowers in 8 ounces of boiling water for 15 minutes for a powerful anti-inflammatory skin healing tea. Apply cooled tea as a wash or compress to wounds, burns, rashes, eczema, and fungal skin conditions. To make a simple healing salve, infuse dried calendula flowers in coconut oil for 4 to 6 weeks. Strain. Apply directly to irritated, inflamed, or damaged skin for extraordinary healing results. Calendula contains flavonoids and triterpenoids that actively stimulate skin cell regeneration and provide powerful antimicrobial and antifungal activity. Number 11. Lemon balm. Used by the great medieval Islamic physician Avicenna, whose medical texts drew from ancient biblical and Greek healing traditions, as a herb that makes the heart merry and strengthens the vital spirit. Modern research has now confirmed remarkable antiviral, anxiety-reducing, and cognitive-enhancing properties. How to grow it. Lemon balm grows easily in a 6 to 8 inch pot with regular potting mix. Part sun to full sun. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. It grows vigorously. Cut back by half every 3 to 4 weeks to keep it bushy and productive and prevent it from bolting. Harvest young leaves from the top of the plant in the morning when aromatic oils are most concentrated. How to use it. Fresh lemon balm tea, 8 to 10 fresh leaves steeped in boiling water for 5 minutes, is one of the most effective natural antiviral and anxiolytic teas available. Drink during cold and flu season for powerful antiviral support. Drink in the evening for anxiety relief and improved sleep. Lemon balm contains rosmarinic acid, which inhibits the enzyme that breaks down GABA in the brain, increasing GABA levels naturally and producing genuine calming effects. It has also demonstrated direct antiviral activity against herpes simplex virus in multiple clinical studies. Number 12. Fenugreek. One of the oldest cultivated medicinal plants in human history, found in ancient Egyptian tombs, used extensively in Ayurvedic and biblical-era medicine, and now one of the most studied plants for blood sugar management and hormonal health. How to grow it. Sow fenugreek seeds directly into a 6-inch pot with regular potting mix. Plant seeds half an inch deep and 1 inch apart. Water thoroughly, full sun to part shade. Germination in 3 to 5 days, one of the fastest germinating plants on this entire list. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Harvest young leaves continuously for use as a fresh herb. Or allow the plant to flower and set seed pods for harvesting the medicinal seeds. How to use it. Soak 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in a glass of water overnight. Drink the water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Multiple clinical studies have shown this practice significantly reduces fasting blood sugar levels, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes. Fresh fenugreek leaves used as a cooking herb in curries, stews, and salads deliver soluble fiber that slows glucose absorption and supports healthy cholesterol levels. Note: if you're diabetic or on blood sugar medication, consult your doctor before using fenugreek medicinally, as it can interact with diabetes medications. And number 13, our grand finale plant, holy basil, known in the ancient Indian healing tradition as Tulsi, meaning the incomparable one. Considered the most sacred healing plant in Ayurvedic medicine. Cultivated in temple gardens across Asia for thousands of years, and now recognized by modern researchers as one of the most remarkable adaptogenic healing plants ever studied. How to grow it. Plant holy basil seeds or a transplant in a 6 to 8 inch pot with rich, well-draining potting mix. Full sun, 6 to 8 hours minimum. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Holy basil wants consistent moisture but never soggy roots. Pinch flower buds as they appear to keep the plant producing leaves rather than going to seed. Harvest leaves from the top of the plant in the morning. The more you harvest, the bushier and more productive the plant becomes. How to use it. Fresh holy basil tea, 8 to 10 fresh leaves steeped in boiling water for 5 minutes, is one of the most powerful adaptogenic beverages available to you. Drink daily to reduce cortisol levels, improve stress resilience, support immune function, and enhance mental clarity. Holy basil contains eugenol, rosmarinic acid, and ursolic acid, compounds that collectively reduce inflammation, lower blood sugar, fight bacteria and viruses, and protect the brain from stress-induced damage. It is quite literally an herb that helps your body adapt to and recover from stress at a cellular level. Drink it every morning. Grow it in every home. It is that important. And if this video has been genuinely valuable to you, if you have been learning things today that you know are going to change how you approach your health and your home garden, then I want to ask you for one thing right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every single week I put out content exactly like this. Deeply researched, completely practical, genuinely life-changing plant and gardening content. And the video coming next week builds directly on what we covered today in a way that is going to absolutely blow your mind. Subscribe right now. Do not miss it. Okay, final plant section question. Which of these last 4 plants, calendula, lemon balm, fenugreek, or holy basil, are you most excited to start growing and using? And here's the deeper question I really want you to think about and answer honestly. Is there a specific health challenge, something you deal with personally, that you are hoping one of these plants might help with? Because I want this comment section to be a real, honest conversation about real health and real healing. You do not have to share anything personal you are not comfortable with, but if you want to share, this community is here for it. Drop it below. Okay, now I want to bring everything together, because knowing 13 healing plants means nothing if you do not know how to actually set up your healing garden at home. So here is your complete step-by-step setup guide. Follow this exactly and you will have a thriving biblical healing garden growing in your home within 1 week. Step 1. Start with these 5 first. If you are brand new to healing plants, start with aloe vera, mint, rosemary, chamomile, and holy basil. These 5 are the easiest to grow, the fastest to establish, and cover the widest range of everyday health needs: skin healing, digestive support, sleep improvement, stress relief, and immune support. 5 plants. 5 pots. 5 of the most powerful healing plants in human history, growing in your home within 1 week. Step 2. Get your containers right. Here's the exact container guide for every plant in this video. Aloe vera, 6 to 8 inch terracotta. Mint, 8 inch wide shallow pot. Lavender, 12 inch terracotta. Rosemary, 8 to 10 inch terracotta. Chamomile, 6 to 8 inch standard pot. Holy basil, 6 to 8 inch standard pot. Turmeric, 12 inch wide shallow pot. Calendula, 6 to 8 inch standard pot. Lemon balm, 6 to 8 inch standard pot. Always drainage holes. Always. Step 3. Get your soil right. And this is where most beginners go wrong, using one type of soil for every plant. Here's the simple breakdown. Mediterranean herbs, rosemary, lavender, thyme, hyssop, need cactus mix or heavily amended sandy well-draining soil. Tropical plants, turmeric, holy basil, lemon balm, need rich moisture-retaining potting mix. Succulents, aloe vera, need cactus and succulent-specific mix. Everything else, regular quality all-purpose potting mix, works perfectly. Step 4. Find your light. Every single plant on this list needs a minimum of 4 hours of sunlight daily. South-facing windows are absolute gold for indoor healing gardens. No good natural light? A basic full-spectrum grow light on a 12 to 14-hour timer costs under $25 and completely solves the light problem for every plant in this video. Step 5. Harvest consistently. This is the step most beginners skip, and it is the most important one. Regular harvesting does not weaken healing plants. Regular harvesting strengthens them. It signals the plant to produce more leaves, more flowers, more growth. Harvest from your healing plants at least once a week. Use what you harvest, make your teas, make your remedies, and watch your plants respond by growing bigger, fuller, and more productive with every harvest. And here's the thing I want you to really sit with right now. Everything I just described, 5 starter plants, 5 terracotta pots, 1 bag of potting mix, 1 bag of cactus mix, your entire starter biblical healing garden, costs less than $40 total. Less than $40. Versus the $900 a year the average American spends on supplements and herbal health products. Versus the cost of a single doctor's visit copay, $40, one time, for plants that will grow and heal and give back to you and your family every single day for years. Tell me that is not one of the most powerful investments you can make in your health this year. Here's my question for this chapter, and I want everyone to answer this one. What is the biggest challenge you think you would face setting up a healing plant garden at home? Space? Light? Time? Not knowing what to do with the plants once they are growing? Tell me your specific challenge in the comments, because I want to make sure the content I create keeps solving the real problems this community is actually facing. Every comment helps me make better videos for you. Drop it below right now. Now, I need to address something directly, because one of the most common things I hear from people who have tried growing healing plants before is, I tried it and it did not work. My plant died. My herbs got mushy. My aloe turned yellow. My mint took over everything. And I want to be completely real with you about this. Most plant failures come down to the same handful of mistakes. And once you know what they are, you will never make them again. Mistake number 1. Overwatering. This kills more healing plants than anything else. More plants die from too much water than from too little. Here is the simple rule. Stick your finger 2 inches into the soil. If it feels moist at all, do not water. Only water when it feels completely dry at that depth. This one rule will save the majority of your plants. Mistake number 2. Wrong soil for the plant. Putting Mediterranean herbs like rosemary and lavender in regular potting mix that holds too much moisture is a death sentence for those plants. They need fast-draining sandy soil. Always match the soil to the plant's natural habitat. Mistake number 3. Not enough light. Most healing plants are sun lovers. A dark corner of your apartment will not work. Commit to your sunniest window or invest in a grow light. Light is non-negotiable. Mistake number 4. Harvesting too much at once. Never take more than 1/3 of any plant in a single harvest. Taking too much at once stresses the plant and slows recovery. 1/3 maximum every single time. Mistake number 5, and this one is specifically for the person who left that comment about green onions getting mushy after 5 cuttings, and I really appreciate that feedback because it is real and it matters. Green onions grown in water will eventually exhaust the nutrients in the root end after 4 to 6 cuttings. The fix is simple. After 4 to 5 water cuttings, transfer the root end into a 4-inch pot with quality potting mix. The soil provides nutrients that plain water cannot. Feed with a diluted liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks. Your green onions will continue producing strong, healthy cuts indefinitely, not getting mushy, not declining, not running out of steam. Soil plus nutrients equals continuous production. Water alone eventually runs dry. That is the fix. And it works every single time. I see every comment on this channel, and when someone takes the time to share a real problem they are having, I take that seriously. Because this channel is not just about me talking at you. It is about us solving real problems together. That is what a real community does. And if you want to be part of a community that actually listens, that actually responds, that actually creates content based on what you need, then subscribe right now. Turn on your notifications, leave your comments, ask your questions, because I read every single one. And I make videos based on what this community tells me they need. Hit subscribe, become part of this, let us grow together, in every possible sense of that word. Okay, this question is directly inspired by that comment I mentioned earlier, and I want everyone to answer it honestly. What is the biggest mistake you have made growing plants or herbs at home? What went wrong, and what do you wish you had known before it happened? Because your experience, your real honest mistake, might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to hear to avoid the same problem. Share it. Help someone else. Drop it in the comments right now. Look at this one more time. 13 plants. 13 biblical healing plants that have been transforming human health for thousands of years. Plants that ancient healers, biblical figures, and generations of ordinary people used to care for their bodies, their families, and their communities long before modern medicine existed. And every single one of them, every last one, can be growing in your home, in your kitchen, on your windowsill, on your balcony, starting this week, for less than the cost of a single month of supplements. You know what strikes me most about these plants? They have outlasted everything. Every empire that rose and fell, every civilization that came and went, every medical theory that was proposed and abandoned, these plants were here before all of it, and they are here now, still growing, still healing, still offering themselves to anyone willing to tend them. There is something deeply humbling about that. About the fact that the same aloe plant that healed an Egyptian pharaoh's burn 4,000 years ago is sitting in a pot on someone's kitchen windowsill right now, healing a sunburn after a day at the beach. The same garlic that gave strength to the pyramid builders is being crushed into golden milk in an American kitchen this morning. The same chamomile that calmed an anxious Roman soldier is steeping in a cup of boiling water tonight to help someone fall asleep. These plants connect us to something ancient and wise and deeply human. And growing them in our homes, tending them, using them, sharing them, is one of the most meaningful and quietly powerful things we can do for ourselves and the people we love. Start today. Not this weekend, not next week, today. And I want to end with something real. If you watched this entire video, if you stayed through all 13 plants and all the how-to instructions and all the healing information, and you are still sitting on the fence about starting your healing garden, I want to ask you one honest question. What are you waiting for? Your health is not something to put off until later. Your family's well-being is not something to get around to eventually. The plants in this video have been waiting for you for thousands of years. They are patient, but your health cannot always afford to be. Start today. One plant, one pot, one step towards something ancient and healing and deeply yours. And if this video added genuine value to your life today, please do 2 things before you leave. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video like this one again. And share this video with one person you care about, Someone who you know would benefit from having these healing plants in their life. One share. That is all. Help me get this ancient healing knowledge into as many homes in America as possible. Because everyone deserves to have these plants growing in their home. Everyone. And last question. My absolute favorite question of the entire video. If you could only grow one of these 13 biblical healing plants for the rest of your life, just one, which one would it be and why? Your one plant. Your one healing companion. Drop it in the comments below, because I have a feeling the answers are going to be as beautiful and as individual as every person watching this video right now. I read every single comment. I respond to as many as I possibly can, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what this community chooses. Keep growing. Keep healing. I will see you in the next one.